What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is war number 4, and as you can see, we have Colossus, Nebula, and Galen, and we also have 2 mini bosses this war. So ever since I pulled Galen, we have been having a little bit more Galen fights recently. And to be fair, I'm not mad about it whatsoever. It makes me change up my comp, change up my path, and forces me to play in a different way, which, you know, something that you just have to learn. So, we got Vision Arcus here. Arcus is not a hard fight for Colossus. Colossus is a very tanky champion as is, being able to turn all those armor rate debuffs into armor up buffs because of his stupid ability. He's gonna use his L2 next. Easy tank. And just look at it. Easy. Very easy. L2. Fight's done. Next up we have a thing. I was like, ooh, dang. This could be very difficult. Like, my entirety of Path 9 was very difficult. Very heavy counters to my champions. And especially since I did not have a third champion for this path, it was basically 2 champs I had to rely on. Which is, Colossus and Nebula. Now, I have no issues playing Colossus and Nebula. Colossus and Nebula are definitely 2 of my favorite champs in the game by far. Nebula being one of my favorites in the tech class, Colossus literally being like my second favorite champion in the mutant class. You know, he's not bypassing Kitty Pryde. As you can see, Colossus could hold his own on these types of paths. Like, no backup whatsoever. Depending on the node and the fights. So as you see in this fight, I'm managing the box attack very, very, very carefully. I'm not forcing him above it, and even if I do, I would have to hit the block. As you can see, I'm being passive when I need to, heavy attacking when I need to, not going for any intercepts when I need to. Like, this entire war, I had to play in such a different way that I've never played before in my entire life except for a boss fight. So this was very, very interesting, and I'm very shocked at how I've done this war and what I have been doing this war. So enough talk. He uses his L1. 5-hit combo right there. Parry, heavy into an L1. Fight's now over. Next up we have an Elsa Bloodstone, and I already knew. Suicides. I still remember, till this day, every single time when an Elsa Bloodstone was on the path, to always bring a mutant champion. Never have forgotten that. I always brought in a mutant champion for Elsa Bloodstone. Because I'm tired of people using Elsa Bloodstone with Suicides in war. It is so annoying. It's smart, but it's very annoying. And now because I'm on Path 9 a little bit, I've always been on Path 9, it is much easier to read. And also, Elsa Bloodstone is not a hard fight. She is not a hard champion to fight against. She's a very great attacker, not denying that. But fighting against her, it's literally a cakewalk. Next up we have a Mordo. Now, oh boy. I was like, okay, Incinerate, Shock, we got this with Colossus. Or Nebula. Who did I use here? Incinerate, Shock, Aggressive. Battlestar 1 boost. Okay, so I'll do this with Nebula. Yes. So, I'm gonna do this with Nebula. Basically my whole goal here, build up my charges, go for an L2, win the game. Basically, that's legit it. But it just depends on how the AI plays, and that's the core issue. So as you can see, the AI is being very defensive here. So I'm just being defensive on my own. He's not going to get L3. But he's still being very defensive. So I'm like, okay. And now he's being very defensive again. So I just have to be very careful. I still have my things. I use my L2 right here. He starts ticking. But he does not be aggressive, and he just waits it out, and I'm like, okay, 11 prowess, I know I'm gonna die. So I go for a heavy right here, but there's no point, so I just hit the thing, and I just die. Because I was like, yo, where were the special attacks? So, was I upset about that? Yes, because he did not throw a special. Usually whenever Mordo after his buff, he has been a little bit more aggressive. Now, like this fight, he was being way more defensive. But it was fine though. So we're just using Colossus to finish off this fight. This man is still not being aggressive. So I try to go for a heavy, doesn't work. I go for a heavy again. I go for an L1. I go for an L1 again, and he blocks my unblockable attack. And I'm over here like, what? Like, I was flabbergasted when I saw that he blocked my L1 attack. I was flabbergasted. Because with Galen's synergy with Colossus, Colossus is able to have an unblockable L1. So how did he block my L1 from an unblockable? I have no clue. I'm pretty sure Mordo's abilities, it does not say anything about blocking unblockable special attacks. But I just shook it off. I was like, whatever, dude. It's whatever. I don't care. I'm not gonna let this hinder me from war. I have two mini boss fights, and I'm on a time limit here. So this was the following day. Basically very tired, and I was busy the entire morning. So basically, I had to hope and pray that everyone woke up and did what they had to do before 10 o'clock. Because once 10 o'clock hit, I wasn't doing nothing. So I'm building up my shock charges. And it's Conflictor. I was like, okay. Conflictor's not bad. So I think we go for L3 rotations here. So we're just building up, Being careful of his charges. He's now at 16. Now he's back down to 1. And I'm just waiting for him to use a special. He's not using his special. I'm being very careful to help him to make him use a special attack. I do it again. I'm praying, I'm pleading. He uses it. Thank God. I use my L3 now. We use L3. Make this fight a heck of a lot easier for us. Game time now. So basically what we have to do here is basically ramp up as fast as we possibly can. And we're just trying here, legit just trying here. So now I'm really ramping up. I used my L1, but he went unstoppable. He didn't go unstoppable the entire fight, and now he goes unstoppable. I was like, yo, are you serious right now? Like, I'm not mad because I didn't manage the stacks correctly. I was so into racing to an L2. And I was really thinking about using Galen for this fight because he's, you know, immune to Nullify and Fate Seal effects. And I'm not too sure if, you know, this man's ability, you know, the neutralize, counts as a Fate Seal effect. So I would have to try that in off-season war. But, I was like, okay. So, doing my thing again. Basically racing to L3. Do I go for a heavy attack here? No, I don't. I don't know why I haven't gone for a heavy attack. Because usually with the heavy attack, I play a shock. But, anyway, he gained mad power for that. Waiting for him to use his L1 so I can use my L3. Alright, so, now I can use my L3 basically as I please. Well, not now, because I have to pick now. And I have to wait again. But I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just get this done. Yeah, this is like the most reckless, this is the most reckless you will ever have seen me in war. Like, I've known I'm on the reckless side in war, but this is like the most reckless you guys have ever seen me in war. Like, the amount of deaths that I have this war is absolutely insane. So this is when I started to have to be like, okay, I have to start spreading out my stuff because I'm super busy. As you can see, 3 hours left. 3 hours, 51 minutes left in the war. And as you can see, you saw Magneto. You might be asking yourself, in theory, who are you going to be using against that Magneto? You have 2 Venom champions. Who are you going to be using? Well, you have to find out. So right here, this fight is literally a joke towards Nebula. It is legit a joke. But I messed up here. I really legit mess up here. Do I? I think I do. Because I'm on such a low percent. Well, let's see. Even I don't know what's going on. Oh, never mind. And the fight's now done. Fortunately, I did not die. Thank God. But yes, next we have a Magneto. And you may be asking yourself, who will you be using against Magneto? And to be honest, I didn't know for the longest, because I was stuck here for Path 9. I was stuck. But I was like, I could go Colossus. And Shock, Bleed, Hazard Shift. I could go Colossus. And boy, may I tell you this. This big boy has impressed me so much, and he still has not shocked me. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. When Magneto magnetizes a metal opponent, his effects mainly affect tech champions. Like the full ability accuracy effect and whatnot. So there's some abilities that won't be propping, like the Fury, the passive Fury, maybe Unblockables may not be showing up. But as you can see right here, it got me in the corner because I was trying to make him trying to make him hold blocks so I can get rid of those armor up buffs. That's the thing, I need those armor up buffs gone. So yes, Galen would have been really good here. But I was like, I have to save Galen for 2 fights here. I have to save Galen for 2 fights. But let me go back to what I was talking about. So when it comes to Magneto, tech champions gain minus 100% ability accuracy. I think when it comes to non-tech champions, we gain minus 50% or 70% ability accuracy reduction. So that means that I have a 20 or 50% chance of activating any of my abilities. That includes parry. That includes the, whatchamacallit, that includes unblockables. That includes furies and so much more. I have a 50% chance or a 20% chance to activate them. And that includes my armor up buff. So as you can see, I don't have that Indefinite armor up passive. And as you can see, my armor up buffs are not dropping. Which is fine, you know? I'm just trying to do as much damage as I possibly can. And yes, Galen. And there we go, there's death. Because he backed me into a corner and then he got rid of my invul boost. Which, you know, I'm very upset about. But 47%, 50k, you know, health left. I was like, you know what? That's not bad. He's at half health. What were they saying? Like, yes, Galen could have been able to do all this. Wholeheartedly, Galen could have been able to do all this. But I was like, I need Galen for 2 fights here, and I do not want to cost that. I do not want to cost those boss fights a lot of deaths, because it's gonna be something. So 25% here. Hit his block. Use my L2 here. We have the unblockable. 17%. I time when his unstoppable goes away. Yes, I am a sweat in this game. I know when his unstoppable goes away. I just don't fully trust myself sometimes because I know I do clipped it. You know, I get clipped by it. But I do know when his unstoppable goes away. It is not a bad timing. See, as you can see, I mistimed that. It's just all in his body language. But as you can see, he's almost dead. And Colossus has been putting in so much work. So at L2 right here, if I get a shock on me, that's fine. 11k crit, fight's over. So I'll move up. And I do not take Hulkling. I was thinking about taking Hulkling, but I was like, no, maybe not. Next up, we have 2 boss fights. So first, I was actually really assigned to Eddie Parker. And I was like, let me read the note. And I was thinking at first, I was thinking, wait, they want me to use Nebula on this fight? What can Nebula do on this fight? This is Bleeding Poison Shift and Polka Dot Power. So if you don't know, basically this node is like, if you don't have a debuff other than Shock or any other thing, you know, or Plasma or something like that, you're not gaining power. And I was like, okay, I can't really gain power with Galen. Again, this is before I did not know any of Galen's abilities. I'm still very new to Galen. And even today when I'm recording this video, I'm still very new to Galen. Because this right now, this is like the 20th or 20... This is the 22nd. And this is like War number 4. So, I'm still fairly new to Galen, but I know more of his abilities now. But I'm still never really played Galen. This champion is still very new to me at this time when I'm doing the video. So, in this case, I'm like, okay, I've done it with Nebula before, I can do it with Nebula again. It will be a tricky fight, but we got this. So, I'm playing very defensively, very carefully, trying to build up my power as much as I possibly can. Trying to build up my shocks so I can gain power, and that's what I'm striking. I strike into the block. And now, I could have been able to block all that. see I'm building up power very, very, very slowly. But then I get hit. That. So I'm like, okay. I have to start from square one again. And at this point in time, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not gonna live this fight. This fight's gonna be slow. And if I live this fight, it's going to head to a timeout. And she's just basically auto-blocking me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not winning this fight. I don't know what to do here. And at that point in time, I'm like, okay, I have to go Gallon. It's gonna be a slow fight, but I have to go Gallon. So, first war, we bring it in Gallon, I'm pretty sure. Yep, I think it's no, second war. So, no, yeah, second war for Gallon. So, I'm like, okay, we're just building up my planetary mass, and we're not really doing much, but I heavy here. So I heavy here in my mind. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm a heavy here just for the regeneration and the unstoppable. This will help me out a lot. Not knowing that when that planetary mass goes away, I was doing something at this point in time. Let's just that. There we go. Once that planetary mass goes away, they instantly die. I was like, huh? What? And I was telling my alliance too, I was like, I didn't know that once this planetary mass goes away, like automatically, they experience that burst damage. I never knew that. I was like, this changes everything about Gallon. I like this champion, because they don't force you into one rotation. Now, this fight, I wasn't assigned, but I was like, I'm here, might as well do it, let's just get it out of the way. We have Iron Man Infinity War here, Gallon's perfect against Iron Man Infinity War. I genuinely was like, let's just do it. So I heavy here, activate my L1, 60k. Again right here, activate my L1, fight's now done. Oh wait, no, fight's not done. Come on, Gallon, come on. But here's the auto block in, but I was able to get through it. And this AI is really like, really not what it needs. But again, I have nothing to worry about, because either way, he would have died regardless if I was being defensive or not. So, fight's now done, and they move up, and they take out the boss. We did end up winning this war with the amount of deaths that I had. I'm very, very happy about that, but it was a new learning experience for me with Gallon. Every single time I played with Gallon, I learned more and more and more about this champion, which honestly shocks me. Gallon still shocks me till this day. And to be completely fair, I'm still moving on with the Nebula route to rank for her once the time comes. But if Gallon really, really, really surprises me, I will probably rank 4 Gallon at that time. We still have months of time before I choose a next rank 4 before I choose my very first rank 4 Cosmic. And to be completely fair, I'm still leaning more towards Gamora. But Gallon is putting in a lot more work in Alliance War when it comes to champions and also fights as well. So this is right now, even though it may not be a hard decision for y'all, it's a very hard decision for me. I love Gamora ever since her buff, but I also now am starting to really like Gallon a lot. So, only time will tell, but right now, this is going to be a surprise video of who's going to hit rank 4. depending on what it is. And I'm gonna try to save as much crystals as I possibly can in order to shake my line stop. So they would have to watch the video on purpose. Yes, I'm doing this on purpose, but they would have to watch the video, which I'll be setting them to see who my rank 4 cosmic is. Yes, I'm doing this sneakily. I know I'm being sneaky about it, but to be fair, I've never had a tough decision like this before. Like within ever, like ever. I usually rank up like that, but I've never had a tough decision like this before. But thank you guys for watching. Take care and have an absolutely amazing day.